Good.
Detail, object, hook!
It's historical.
Somebody's happy.
Welcome home, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations.
Nice to see you. Welcome home. Hey, Maureen, I love you.
Hey, Dave. I heard you were looking forward. We're taking away from you for a few minutes, guys. Exactly.
Detail, order, arc! Ready, two!
I don't know where I'm supposed to stand there, so.
Wherever you want. Diane, where do you want me?
Next to Peggy? Oh, well, you can say.
Bring it all back.
Big service,
We have the general with you today. Would you please all welcome Captain Dave Christian today? It's been honored and I'm so humbled, Dave, to welcome you here into Bensalem on this incredible day that you've been through last evening and here into the Hall of Fame, the Army Hall of Fame. It's incredible. Would you please give him call you Dave, okay? You call me Joe. None of this would be possible without your family here. Certainly, Peg has been on your side for all of you. To say how you feel and to know that one of our own here in Buckstown has been all through that and just with such honor and be able to be put in a Hall of Fame like that. That's incredible. And we're so proud of you, and I don't know what else to say to you except we love you. And I mean that from all of our hearts here in Bensalem. And it's a great day. I hope you had a good ride down 95. You can thank our great police officers for all of that. They did a great job. And as you noticed, the Philadelphia police were also there. And they can do their job when they're in Bensalem, so that's a great thing for all of us. But David, I told you when I greeted you out there, you brought tears to my eyes. Known you for a long, long time, and you have a lot of work to do yet. I know you're involved in so many things, and now with getting all of these veterans to work out.
Yeah.
It's an incredible, another journey that you're on. And you've been successful. Yes. Give a big round of applause for that, because that's to the family, really, all of you, you've lived through it, you understand it, a lot of people don't. Our veterans are so important to us. This building that you're standing in is named after the veterans of all wars. So we understand it here in Bensalem, and we want to make sure that you lead the way to our veterans here in Bucks County, to give them the recognition and our gratitude that they deserve. So it's very important to all of us, the work that you can continue to do. So Captain, I'm very pleased we're going to have an agenda here today. I think you'll be pleased by some of our speakers and the people here that mean so much to you, and they mean so much here in Bensalem to me. This is quite an honor for us here, and I know we have some of our council members still introduced later. But you're here, enjoy your day. I'm going to bring up now Marine Corporal Colonel John Church, who's going to run the program, our MC. And John, come on now.
Please take your seats. So we'd like to thank everyone who's in attendance this evening. It's fantastic. Mr. Christian, it's great to see you, your family, your wife Peggy, and everyone's here this evening. Thank you very much. We're grateful that you're here. For those of you who have pamphlets, you can follow along. I'm going to read this. Brief introduction about Captain Christian, some of the things that he's done for our nation. Captain David Allen Christian was commissioned as an infantry officer at age 18 years of age. His first assignment was as the Intelligence Combat Operations Officer, Company A, 3rd Special Forces Group, Green Berets, at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Captain Christian was awarded the Distinguished Service Cross for extraordinary heroism in connection with military operations involving conflict with an armed hostile force in Vietnam. Captain Christian distinguished himself by exceptionally valorous actions on the 29th of October 1968 while in charge of the lead element of a recon in-force mission 10 miles northwest of Quan Roy. During an attempt to flank enemy positions, Captain Christian's 9-man reconnaissance unit came under heavy rocket-propelled grenades, small arms, and automatic weapons fire. After firing several light anti-tank weapons, he led an assault on the hostile strongholds, causing them to flee. As he and his comrades advanced, they again received intense small arms and machine gun fire, and 3 men were wounded. Captain Christian sent the casualties and the medics in the rear, and then led his troops forward until they became pinned down within 10 meters of a bunker. Disregarding his own personal safety, he assaulted the fortification single-handedly and destroyed it with hand grenades. The communists were reinforced by more than 30 enemy men, forcing the reconnaissance team to take cover behind a berm. Despite the enemy's devastating superiority, Captain Christian attacked them with 2 anti-tank weapons. He was seriously wounded, refused medical care, and returned to the berm to direct artillery fire. When reinforcements arrived hours later, he directed them to cover his left flank while he attempted to evacuate his casualties. Although wounded again by an enemy rocket-propelled grenade, he did not permit himself to be treated until the other injured men had been evacuated. Captain Christian's extraordinary heroism and devotion to duty were in the highest traditions of the military service and reflect great credit upon him, his unit, and the United States Army. During his first tour in Vietnam, he also led LRRP Rangers on dangerous missions. Shortly after returning for a second tour, he incurred severe burns from napalm, covering 40% of his body, requiring 7 years of surgery to recover. Following medical treatment, Captain Christian continued his civil education, culminating in a Juris Doctorate at Rutgers University. He served as the National Commander and the National Adjunct of the Legion of Valor, as well as founding United Vietnam Veterans Organization, and Victor Six Health and Fitness Organization. His military education and training consists of Infantry AIT, Infantry Officer Candidate School, Airborne School, and the United States Army Special Weapons School. Captain Christian's military awards include the Distinguished Service Cross, 2 Silver Stars, the Bronze Star, several Purple Hearts, Combat Infantry Badge, and the Parachutes Badge. Captain Christensen and his bride Peggy are the residents of Bucks County, Pennsylvania, and have raised 4 children and have 6 grandchildren. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, will you please rise? And if you are able to, please place the flag. Military, police officers, veterans, and firefighters, please salute.
And salute. Detail. Attention. Present. Order.
Please remain standing as Mr. Frank Kuda, Air Force veteran and choir director of the St. Michael and Archangel Choir, David's Childhood Parish, and his bride Judy Kuda sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you very much. Please remain standing. At this time, we'll have Mr. Joe Schlemmer, United States Navy and Korea War veteran and member of the Bensalem Veteran Advisory Board, lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance.
I would like everybody to be very loud and clear as we give the Pledge of Allegiance to the United States of America. Please place the flag.
And salute.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ready. Salute. Detail. Order. Arm.
Please take your seats.
Detail. Parade. Ready.
At this time, we'd like to invite Richard J. Vajano, Senior United States Air Force Veteran Chaplain, VFW Post 6495, and Pennsylvania's Chaplain of the Year for the year 2022.
Greetings. Get pretty emotional, this kind of stuff. And I'm Italian, I'll get that name by you later. Okay. A mighty and ever-loving Creator, source of all wisdom and understanding, We are so very thankful for all that you teach us each and every day. We are especially thankful that you taught Captain David A. Christian. You taught him great challenges in battle and the long journey to recovery from the wounds of war. With strength and determination to recover from those wounds, he met those challenges and stepped forward to serve our country and community again. Today is a special day. I'm so happy to be proud of it. That's not in here. A time of celebration for his heroism and his joyous return to his home, so different from that of his youth. We give you thanks that you gave him the integrity and strength to make it through those difficulties. We give you thanks for the courage to fight social injustice to the Vietnam veterans, making way for improvements to all who serve. We thank the Lord for giving us his friends and family. This time we say, welcome home, Captain David A. Christian, welcome home. Those who love and honor you.
At this time, we'd like to invite Ms. Coleen Christian, David's daughter, and Bucks County Prothonotary. Okay, thank you. And she's going to tell you about her father.
Hi, everybody. I am Coleen Christian, and I am the Bucks County Prothonotary. You said it great. But many of you know me as David Christian's daughter, and that is a blessing that I am thankful for every day. I want to thank you for this opportunity to speak and to represent my siblings and my family. As a little girl, I was mesmerized by my dad's shiny medals. As the youngest, most decorated officer of the Vietnam War, he sure had a lot. And folks, I'm going to mention them again. The Distinguished Service Cross, 2 silver stars, 2 bronze stars with V device, 7 Purple Hearts, 2 Air Medals, the Army Commendation Medal, and 2 Republic of Vietnam Gallantry Cross with star and palm. But as this crowd knows, behind those shiny, pretty medals, there was great sacrifice. My father was shot, stabbed, burnt with napalm over most of his body, received the last rites 3 times, at age 21 was 100% medically disabled and retired from the U.S. Army. At just 17 years old, my dad left Bucks County a strong, powerful, 170-pound warrior. He returned a 90-pound cripple, carried on a stretcher, unable to walk or use his right hand. 33 major operations followed, and while my dad fought for his health, he also became an advocate, and he began fighting for veterans' rights. Veterans' rights for jobs, veterans' rights to be part of our community, and most of all, veterans' rights to dignity. My dad returned to a country that didn't want him and did not value his service or his sacrifice. But Bucks County and the people in this room knew the treasure they had in Captain David A. Christian. And today, Dad, as you have been inducted into the U.S. Military Officers Hall of Fame for valor, now the whole country knows as well. Welcome home, Dad. Congratulations, and we love you.
At this time, I'd like to introduce the Bucks County Commissioner, Mr. Gene DiGirolamo.
Thank you, Dave. Congratulations. Not a word that it seems to be large enough here for today. And to your family, congratulations to all of you as well. To my favorite Prothonotary. Just beautiful comment, that really was. And I would also like to recognize some of our county employees are here too as well. Our controller, Pam Van Walker's here with us today. I have a proclamation from the county commissioners would like to read, and a little bit of surprise, Dave, for you, I think, at the end. Whereas Dave Christian was raised in Levittown, Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Dave entered the U.S. Army after his high school graduation and went on to be known as the youngest, most decorated officer of the Vietnam War. Dave came home to Bucks County, raised 4 children in Washington Crossing with a wonderful, lovely wife, Peggy. Dave went on to author legislation to help soldiers with post-traumatic stress disorder and Agent Orange, and he helped raise money for the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C. Dave is being honored with the induction into the U.S. Military Officers Hall of Fame for his superior, valorous combat leadership. Now, therefore, do we, the Board of the Bucks County Commissioners, Chair Robert Harvey, Vice Chair Diane Ellis Marseglia, and myself, hereby proclaim May 2nd, 2023 as Captain David Christian Day throughout the county of Bucks. Have a day, Dave, all to yourself. In so doing, we commend Dave on his many accomplishments and thank him for his service to the United States of America. Dave. Great county commissioner.
Best.
Thank you. Okay.
At this time, I would like to introduce the Honorable Brian Fitzpatrick, our representative of the United States Congress, representing Fitzpatrick.
Captain Christian, welcome home. And, we all know some basic premises, some basic staples of life that our Creator gives us. Obviously, our Creator gives us the gift of life. Our Creator gives us also the gift of time and the gift of free will. And we all get to choose how we're going to spend each and every hour of every day, every week, and every month. And we don't know when that time is going to hit, when that heart beating inside of us is going to stop beating. All of our heroes, including the people standing behind me, our law enforcement, our firefighters, our veterans, all do what they did to the nth degree, which is put your physical health on the line, your psychological and emotional health on the line, all in the name of serving a cause bigger than yourself. What a noble and honorable way to live one's life. And the thing that is very, very special to me about Dave Christian, I've shared this story with him. And I'm going to try not to get too emotional because it brings back a memory of my childhood. The first campaign I ever worked on was Dave Christian in 1986. And that was only in 6th grade, Dave. I didn't know what I was doing. But I just remember we didn't have a TV in my bedroom, so my dad allowed me to sleep in his den, which had a pull-out couch because there was a television, and I stayed up till late at night and cried myself to sleep because the best person got me. And I called out of school the next day. I wanted to get off the next day after that. My dad came home. It was a teaching moment for him. And he told me, gave me a lesson. He said, Dave's a tremendous hero, but sometimes the best people don't win. And it was a lesson that I never forgot. And our family thinks so much of you. The sacrifice that you made for our community, for our country, there are no words to describe it, Dave. You are a living legend living amongst us, a hero that we ought to love and honor and respect every day. And it's just such a pleasure to know you. And I want to invite 2 military heroes that happen to work in my office, Peter Chong and Mac Wagner. Mac, will you come up? something very special for a very special man. We had your name and your years of service and all of your incredible accomplishments entered into the congressional record, transmitted to the National Archives, which may be permanently part of American history for all your service. Congratulations.
At this time, I'd like to county and everything, but I also have a little proclamation for you that it is your whole life. I'm not going to read this whole thing. It's exactly what you've heard over and over and over again, and you'll never hear it enough. But we want you to know here in Bensalem how proud we are of you, just like all Bucks County, and as the Congressman said, the whole country. They now know who Captain Christian is. And David, I can't say enough for you, but I will read the bottom part because we are in competition with the rest of this county. You know that, right? But no disrespect to any of you that don't live in Bensalem. But this is where it's at. This is where it happens in Bensalem. All the time. And this is the culmination of what we could do in Bensalem, to have you and honor you here today. I told you before, I'm so humble. I don't cry too easy, but you made me, tears come to me today when you walked through that door. And the reception that you got, and I know the people, and I'd be remiss, Diane, the great job that you've done working with us here in Bensalem to get this completed. She has done an incredible job. So, yes. So I want to just, I'm not going to read all, not out of disrespect, but just out of time, right? Because they do have something to eat for everybody, so I don't want to speak between that and that. Anyway, be it resolved that Bensalem marks May 2nd. By the way, today is my mom's birthday. She would be 123 years old. Honestly, May 2nd, today's her birthday. Be it resolved that Bensalem marks May 2nd, 2023 as Day Christian Day, displaying military tribute banner for this community to observe. I believe the banner is hanging right in front of us. You see the banner just right there? Be it finally resolved that a copy of this resolution be handed, delivered to Mr. Christian. Be further, a copy shall be on display at the municipal building for all residents to enjoy. Today is your day here in Bensalem. We proclaim Bensalem Day as Bucks County Day, as All American Day. God bless you. God bless America. You represent it so well, my friend. God bless you. May I have the honor of having you come up and get a picture with you?
Yeah, faces.
All the way down.
Got everybody in?
Andy from CBS.
He's not off the hook. We now introduce to you Captain David Christian. Come up and speak to us, please.
gals, please sit down for 1 second. I was thinking as I came back here, and I was thinking of the law enforcement officers leading back, and I reflected for a second on George Washington. And George Washington had a statement. He talked to the Congress of the United States, and he said that if you want to raise another army ever after the Revolutionary War, look and see. Let the people see. Let the children see how you treated the last army, how you treated the last veterans. And today is a tribute. And Congressman Fitzpatrick, I knew his brother. I know his mother and father. When his older brother died, he brought me, there's a line that was outside for like a quarter-mile long. I said, Dave, you can't stand in the line. You're somebody. He brought me to the front of the line, and I sat down on the sofa with his mother and father. We cried together. He was a good congressman, a great congressman. I see people in this room that are great people, that paid a lot of dues in this society, paid a lot of dues in the military. And I think as General George Washington looks over the clouds, and he looks over and he looks down here to Bensalem, the gateway to Bucks County. 95 goes through Bensalem, the turnpike goes through Bensalem. You can't go anywhere unless you go through Bensalem. We don't want the crooks to come through Bensalem. But I share with you, George Washington is looking down. He's looking at these honorable policemen back here. He's looking to Colonel Church. He's looking to Peter Chung. He's looking to the people that serve their country still in uniform, both you and your colleague. Damn, I forget his name. But he's looking to everybody. The Boy Scouts up against the wall. The men wearing the different hats. As a little boy, I was sitting on a curb in New Falls Road, right side of a little village called Apple Tree, Levittown, Pennsylvania. As I sat on that curb, my older brother, buried at the National Cemetery, we saw these people come along, and they were in funny uniforms. And I said to him, what are these guys? What kind of Boy Scouts are they? And he said, they're veterans. I said, veterans? What's a veteran? He said, they served their country, and there were some World War I veterans leading them, and then the World War II veterans were really a large group, and then Korean War veterans. There was no Vietnam veterans. I was just a little boy. I thought, gee, someday, I hope I can be proud like those men marching in front of me in Apple Tree on New Falls Road. And today I come here, and I know George Washington is looking down. He's looking at all these people. He's looking at our distinguished congressman. He's looking at our distinguished mayor. I've known this mayor for, geez, I don't want to tell you how long. 50 years. I used to throw snowballs on Unionville Road. We used to call it, the police was the Sheriff Larry Michaels, because we wanted to throw snowballs at the sheriff, and we could escape through the cemetery down there. So he could not believe that I was hanging around with Valisieri, and he kept telling me he's going to get us one of these days. He did get Jimmy, but I'm still on the run.
Got you good today, though.
Got you good today. It's a wonderful day to see what our country has done. You know, yes, I came home on a stretcher. I half a century ago, and there were no parades. Nobody spit on me, I guarantee you that. If someone tried to spit on me, I came off the stretcher and ripped their heart out. Even with one arm, it worked. But I believe that I can make a difference. And I want to make a difference for my children, my grandchildren, for the people in this room. And we started with legislation. We realized that was the meat of everything. We started with jobs. Without jobs, people turn to substance. They have substance abuse, domestic violence, whatever it may be. So we tried to get legislation passed. We started the first outreach centers in the state of Pennsylvania. We had millions and millions of dollars come into the governor and the secretary of war. I started Governor Dick Thornburgh. We had an outreach center here in Bucks County, one in Philadelphia, one in Allentown, one in Dauphin County, one in Erie, and one in Westmoreland County, south of Pittsburgh. It was a hard fight. The legislature respected us, but they didn't know veterans. We, as veterans, showed them that we are not street people just by itself. We have walked the streets, but we don't want to be street people. And so my whole life I dedicated to helping veterans. I think God gave me a gift. He put my body back together. I ran a marathon with colleagues. There was 5 Special Forces guys, and I'm thinking, are you kidding me or what? And I got to the 20th mile, and I said, God, please, if you let me finish this marathon, I'll never hurt myself again. And he did let me finish the marathon. And what I'm sharing with you is that we're taking care of each other. I didn't do any of this myself. The Fitzpatricks, the DiGirolamos, my wife Peggy, without my wife, my daughters, 3 daughters, wonderful son, went through jump school, same as his father, 2 generations of paratroopers. And we're hoping for the next generation. My one grandson who's in West Point to be the 3rd generation. I'm going to try to sneak 2 other grandsons into jump school too. Parents are a little hesitant there. We do take care of our veterans today. And when I say we, it's everybody here in uniform. The people that have sacrificed, you see the people in the red shirts, they work out with me because we believe that a strong body fuels a strong mind. The lady and gentleman that sang the national anthem, they happen to be a graduate in one of my health programs. And we do it together as a team. I look around the room and I can see John from Southampton, I can see people, and see my friends here. I give hugs to you. It's politically incorrect to hug a woman, but I'm not shaking her damn hand. So I give hugs out to people. I think it's important to thank you for thanking me. And I don't know if I said everybody. I see Richie Beitler, and I see Skippy Beitler. Skippy, he used to encourage me to steal hubcaps. He was my neighbor. He was older. I see Billy Hughes. Billy Hughes and I shared an apartment together in Utah shopping center, Utah Apartments down in Fayetteville, North Carolina. He was a jump master, the 82nd Airborne. He jumped so many times he got shorter. And he was a great jumper. Billy is a great friend. He told me, don't ride in the back of a motorcycle today, it's too slippery, and he knows about motorcycles. I was there with Special Forces. I see Pete O'Donnell. Pete O'Donnell is a friend. He was a partner in the FBI. As I was running around Russia, Chechnya, and other countries, he thought I was risking my life. I thought I was getting a paycheck. It's different ways people look at things. But the thing that is so very important, I see Pam back there, pretty face. We have such wonderful people. My hoagie man, finest hoagies in the world, thinks hoagies. He's a great guy. I see so many people here. I'm not going to be able to mention everybody's names. I see the judge over here, Mary Smith.
All right, he's going to try to mention everybody's name. But there's one name you have to mention.
All right. Well,
You asked me to get this for you.
I mentioned the sweet girl. I would just like to close saying that all the things that I was able to do for brother veterans, my own family veterans, and for everybody in this room and people across the United States of America legislation, I was only able to do because of one young lady who believed in me. As a man, as a father, as a husband, she believed in me, and as a result, I can give her a small token of love and appreciation with these flowers. Thank you for having me here today, and thank my dear wife.
Great job.
Please sit down, please.
Sit back down.
So before we continue, I just wanted to take a minute to my right and acknowledge our council who are here. Ed Kiselback, Joe Knowles, safety champion, thank you for being here today. And over the last month, with no exaggeration, I answered to the mayor, but I also answered to Diane. But Lieutenant Bush, she was very much on this. This was a wonderful job, great job putting this together. And I'd specifically like to thank our honor guard, who's behind me. 5 or 6 of them. I want to point out that Christian law is over 20% of our police officers here are veterans. Some still serve in this country, so we value that, and we look for that from our police officers. The service is done, Colonel Church releases everyone. Food is provided by Mission Barbecue. Once you exit, take a right, you'll be down near the police wing, all are welcome to stay for some fellowship and some delicious food. So thank you for being here today, and congratulations.
So there's just a few people that we want to acknowledge, like to acknowledge the event committee and Mayor DiGirolamo. Thank you very much. Bensalem Director of Public Safety and Police, Lieutenant Robert Bush. Diane Wright, thank you very much. James Finn, banner donated by Mr. Dennis Smith, United States Marine Corps Vietnam veterans. The Bensalem Veteran Advisory Board. The Victor 6 Health and Fitness Organization. Bensalem High School Marine Corps Junior ROTC cadets were present. The Philadelphia Austin Valley Mission Barbecue. Boy Scout Troop 316, thank you very much. Philadelphia Bensalem Montgomery Motorcycle Brigade and our Bensalem Fire Department. I'd also like to recognize our candidates for Commissioner Pam Van Blunk, for Register of Wills Robin Kuzma, for Treasurer Sherry Lab, for Clerk of Courts Jeff Hall Gale, for Coroner Chuck Stalker, and also with us is former Clerk of Courts Mary Smith. Last but not least, we'd like to ask our chaplain to come up here, please, if you can provide a benediction, and everybody please remain seated. Chaplain.
Our Lord, we honor the courage, sacrifice, and patriotism of our Captain David A. Christian, to all who have worn or wear the uniform of the armed forces, the police, firefighters, and all emergency responders, their families, and to Mayor DiGirolamo and all those who have served our country in public office. We thank you for your service. God bless you.
At this time, I'm going to call on Lieutenant McGinty to retire the colors, but before I do that, what's going to happen is, after we retire the colors, the family's going to come up here for a photograph, family members only, and then we will have a family, if they wish to, they'll be having dinner at the Mission Barbecue. So at this time, if I can get Lieutenant McGinty to please retire the colors.
Detail, lock, hood! Detail, salute, dismiss!
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes our evening. What's going to happen now? We're going to have the family, thank you, we're going to have the family come up for photographs. If we can do that, that'd be fantastic. And if everyone else will just kind of wait right here, we'll get these family photographs on. That'd be great. Thank you. Have a great evening. You guys good? Thank you.
He's the best carrier we've ever seen.
with your family.